Hello everybody, this is Joel, aka Bourbon Dingo, and welcome to episode 45 of my second series on Let's Play Crusader Kings 2. During the last episode, we really didn't get a whole lot accomplished. I've been trying to collect some claims against Aragon here to try to reclaim this area in the middle of England. We haven't had anything really occur down here in the Iberian Peninsula. Been tempting myself to go ahead and try to push Genoa away. But what I want to do first is I want to go ahead and secure my claim up here and get this, and then take the rest of the Iberian Peninsula. And then what I'll do at that point is then I'll start picking on Genoa, because until I've actually messed up Genoa, I'm going to be running into some serious problems with them sending mercenary group after mercenary group against me. So I want to get myself settled, have everything look there, and then I'll start looking for maybe some alliances with some other republics who can throw just as many mercenaries. But alright, let's get the clock started. It has been brought to my attention that a large garden outside your castle is frankly a mess. We're going to start working on that. Garden. I think we're trying to still get our stewardship up. Yeah. Alright, and everybody's starting to favor the prince once again. Alright, pause real fast. We have Duke of Oxford here. He is trying to fabricate a claim on the county of Oxford. I guess I control the county of Oxford? No, I don't. Not quite sure I get that. We have Oxford, but the Duke of Oxford is somewhere else. Not real sure on that. We'll go ahead and get him to end that plot. He will not end that plot. He doesn't like us a whole lot. Well, we can make him like us. Let's go ahead and send him a small gift. Then get him to end the plot. Now he will. We still have somebody else up here. Oh, he has now. Oops. Oops. Well, he ended his plot and then I threw him in jail. Alright, and we have become a gardener. That'll still put us... okay. We have now achieved our 9 stewardship. So we can go ahead and change over to a different ambition. And that ambition is going to be to make our entry jump up. Alright, do what we did all last time, which is basically keep looking and seeing who's plotting against us this time. And we have some large groups popping up here and there. I feel we're going to have a difficult time handling all of these people that are going to revolt here soon. I guess not revolt. We can actively claim Aragon, just flat out claim Aragon for this guy right here. Well, that normally wouldn't be a big deal. I really don't want to have a king under my control. I would rather take this bit by bit until I become the king of Aragon. And then I'll hand the duchies away. Alright, we're going to kick the speed up here a bit. Okay, we had another faction disbanded, actually. Okay. We have a 40% group here. I need to figure out where he's at right now. He's in Vans. Let's go ahead and send our spy master into Vans. No, I'm probably not saying that right, but And then let's go back to this 40%er. And see if I can't pin him down. Good. We took him out, and no one's the wiser. So that should clear out that faction here before too long. And it did. We do still have a bit of a faction here for lowering Crown Authority. But I can handle the close to 30%. It's when these start jumping up to 40% or half my armies that I start getting worried. Alright, we seem to be having a bit of an issue here. Is it Aragon has started splitting? Yeah, Aragon has started splitting. Alright, so we had Duke Khan is no longer steward of there. We have, this is interesting, he had set up a claim and then passed away immediately. So let's go ahead and click both those off. We don't have to worry about that anymore, I don't believe. We have the Duke of Hereford, who's been excommunicated. He does like us, though, so we're going to ask the Pope to lift that excommunication. So appoint a new steward, and the best one we have hates us. So I think I'm going to allow him to keep hating us. I'm going to drop down to the next one in line. Send him to collect taxes. I didn't get that nice little click that tells me he got there. There we go. Alright, so he's gone ahead and lifted that excommunication. And we've got a... We may win that battle. Yeah, we won that one fairly easily. Let's go ahead and kick them away. Had a couple new factions pop up, I saw. Let's take a quick gander. Once again, we have this guy over here who likes us, just keeps basically joining factions continuously. You would think he wouldn't. Alright, so there was a jihad for Persia, and of course it failed. What is going on here? The Khagan of the Ilkhanate is... Okay, we married my sister off the Khagan of Ilkhanate, which makes that work, which means that my nephew is going to be the Khan of the Ilkhanate. That is very interesting. There's another faction that just popped up. The Ilkhanate is still huge. Golden Horde is still huge. Alright, let's set a Guardian. I think I'll pick up the Guardianships. We had another excommunication. He doesn't exceedingly dislike us, but we can send him some money, see if the Pope will lift that excommunication. Alright, and he went ahead and did that for us. We have an excommunicated ruler in Poland, which is very hard to see right now. Where did it go? Poland, Poland, Poland. Confused. Normally Poland is a little bit larger than that. That is Poland right now. Alright, there's been another. Somebody formed the Independence faction. Let's see if we can get him to disband. I may not be able to there. We can turn him into the Court Dwarf, though. We'll do that. He's close, but he's not quite there. I think it has to be a 90 to disband anything by choice. It said Alcantara was where it appears they have taken care of that themselves. Alright, we had our Duke is complaining about his cell. I'm going to go ahead and toss him into the oubliette. Alright, we had a couple revolts up here. Why do we have 2 revolts up here? Let's go check our revolt risk real fast. Oh, that won't matter too much for us. We have culture. It's a cultural difference. That may be the biggest issue. Let's go ahead and pull up some soldiers. Thought I might have more soldiers there. We might lose this battle, but we can get these guys down into here. And that'll finish that off. Let's kick them away again. I'm going to start moving our guy around, see if I can't get some of these claims. Who am I kidding? I love this. There's a chance I could gain that. We're going to try and gain kind. And we did. We were tired of treating everyone badly. I've just turned 50. Okay, we hired an assassin basically to start training us on how to survive. Alright, there is another person trying to make some claims on Cardiff. He very much dislikes us. We have a low chance of doing that, so let's figure out where he is. He's the Duke of Leinster, but he controls more than just Leinster as far as I'm aware. The County of Insagal. He has the duchy, but he only controls the County of Insagal. So we're going to actually attempt to imprison him without sending any help. Alright, and he has revolted, and we can handle that fairly easily. Let's go ahead and pull up some troops. I should have pulled those up a little bit closer. I keep forgetting that we can do that now. I'm going to try to just pull up the bare minimum to handle this. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my troops. Let's see if I got any other places that they popped up at. We don't. We finally gave away those places. And I'll go ahead and send all my guys up there. And after they're done taking care of these soldiers that are landing around these areas, what I'll do is I will move this group off. Oh no, I'll go ahead and let everybody get to going. This army's going ahead and moving around, but it's running into a bit of an issue because all he's doing is fighting people's retinues. Alright, Valladolid has been changed, and I think that might now have us every single area we have control over is now of the Catholic faith. Or no more, which means that we can pull that guy off and have him start doing something. I'm going to send him in to start researching once again up here. That's relatively interesting. Let's go ahead and combine these armies together, and I'm going to start chasing down these assaults. We need somebody to train him, and he's one of our previous sons. To make sure he's Welsh, he is. We'll just let him have him. He won't turn out great, but he won't be horrible. We actually have the ability to choose to overthrow the Khan. Oh, no, we're asking for that. I was thinking that that was one of our claims we could press. But we're not going to try to get him to come join us, not from that far away. It is nice to have somebody that powerful as a possibility to come help us. Alright, we got them at about 42%. Actually, I fell ill, which isn't good because we are stressed. There's a good possibility that falling ill is a death sentence for us. As we're getting older, this is a bit worse and worse for us. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and send these guys into here to take care of them. And let's, that was probably a bad idea. But we finished taking all of his county. Let's see if he's willing to surrender yet. He is willing. So we're going to send him an offer for surrender. And he has. I'm going to accept that peace, disband both of these groups. Swing down here and take a look, because I think this is the second time Calatrava has done that. But once again, there's nobody here. So I'm assuming that whoever has Calatrava has a ton of troops there. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Calatrava, yes, has a very large army of its own. I don't know if that's their army or if that's a retinue. Alright, we can say we hope we know Falcon lead so we can get some intrigue. We're going to do that. Let's take a look. We've got a few claims we can press down here. It jumps us over and we're starting to look at Genoese areas. But what we really need to do here is keep it paused, and I'm going to go ahead and start finding the guy in Insegal, and we're going to go ahead and take his duchy away from him. We've succeeded in that. Let's figure out who the Duke is for the Isles. Duke Fergus. We're going to go ahead and transfer vassalage of him over. I hope he doesn't release him, but we're going to go ahead and do that anyway. And that brings us back to liking us a little bit. Now, looking at both of these guys, let's just find one that likes us. Or we could use one that doesn't like us. And right now I'm ranking as a tyrant, but I'm not sure how. I haven't revoked anybody's title who didn't deserve it. And I'm not ranking as a tyrant with him. So I'm not sure why this guy is marked as a tyrant for me. But oh well. Let's go ahead and we're going to grant... Who is actually his ruler? I am his direct ruler. So let's go back to Ossory here. We're going to grant him the Duchy of Leinster. It's also going to give him the County of Ossory. Alright, now take a quick look at our factions. See if I have any that are jumping up to around 30%. We do have a couple here. We have one that may... there's no way I can get him up to about 90%, which is what's required. I think it's 90%. Most of them will drop their claims. Except apparently Duke Ost over here, who never will. Maybe I can get him back up to a point where he'll start dropping out. But basically what I'm looking for are things like this right here, where he is not that far away from about 100, so that should drop him up and get him to drop his claim with us. Alright, there is another person who's attempting to gather a claim. And this one is the Duke of Galloway, and he's going to own basically these three areas here. I don't have a very good chance of beating him. Let's go ahead and take a quick look and see if I have any. They're all of Ivar, which means they're all Scottish. Which means I would be better served. Let's go ahead and attempt an imprisonment on him. I'd be better served trying to figure out, because these appear to be his children. At least his sisters, maybe? Not sure. But let's go ahead and attempt to imprison him. He is the leader of a plot. We have a 45% chance. Once again, we failed. But I can go ahead and pull up my own troops. We'll go line them up over here. Pull up these troops in Gowrie. And get them to join as well. Okay, our princess is going to become content. Alright, one of our sons is attempting to kill someone else, so we're going to go ahead and tell him to stop that. Alright, he has. We have enough soldiers in here now. I'm going to go catch their retinue, or I guess their actual soldiers that they have. Alright, we had a steward pass away. Now we have a steward that's actually decent and likes us, which is always nice. Let's go ahead and finish them off, and then I'll start taking areas from them. Alright, we have participated in the combat, so let's go ahead and take Lightfoot Leader. We always have a ton of light infantry, so I may as well make them better. Alright, we have somebody claiming that he is a better marshal. And he is. They both really like us, so I'll go ahead and take the one that likes me more. I believe he's also one of the ones that won the previous tournament. So it sort of makes sense in essence. Alright. I have too few soldiers to be willing to really sort of assault this area. And Emperor Emperor Brochmael has passed away, and now we have Emperor Banger. So let's go ahead and hit OK on that. Let's say so be it, and pause real fast. Once again, we need to nominate the successor. Taking a look, I should be able to nominate a successor of my children. That's going to be Prince Pidian. Go ahead and take a quick glance and see if it has him in here. There he is. Let's pick an ambition, and that ambition will immediately be to pick up a better stewardship. It very much appears that my children aren't being very well taught. She could find another genius to hand them off to. So we still have this fight going on. Let's go ahead and pull in some troops from Ulster. See if we can't speed this along. A few righteous imprisonments occurring. We're going to go ahead and just ask them to end their plots. It's the only one we had on that. We have a title loss on succession, but that's only coming from the nomination. So, what we now need to do is hand off these extra areas I have. And one of those issues, I'm actually going to go ahead and dismiss that retinue. One of these is because we owned Gowrie, so I need to give away Gowrie and then give away the Duchy of Gowrie. And so let's take a look and see who we can hand that to. There's a lot of people in prison. And I don't appear to have many courtiers. There's one. We have Gowrie of Discone. So let's go ahead and grant him Gowrie. Actually, we can include the lower titles. Let's grant him the Duchy of Gowrie, which I apparently don't have anymore. Not real certain what happened with that, but let's go ahead and just give him the County of Gowrie then. And I suppose we can look between all of these and find if there's one of these guys who can take the Duchy of Albany. There we go. Okay, and we'll grant him everybody under that. Now I need to get rid of one more, and I'm hoping that that's just a barony that I can hand off, possibly. Let's go ahead and hand it. Actually, no. We want to keep him as the steward. Let's go ahead and find some people to make my appointments to. I want to make sure that everybody here is good. In fact, he is not very good. So let's go ahead and hand this off to the Count of Orkney. And my wife, we're going to hand this off to someone who's a little bit better. There's not many, though. Okay. Now that we've taken care of that, we need to appoint 2 guardians, and we're going to just educate them. Well, we're not actually going to educate them. What I believe I'm going to do here is find someone who is Welsh and dislikes us. We're going to, in fact, hand it off to one of our princes. Our brothers. And then Prince Tylo, who is my half-brother. Let's find someone else who dislikes us. Possibly one of our dukes. Alright, now let's go back and find another courtier who I can hand this barony off to. Alright, we've taken care of that. I have 5 weak claims I can press. And alright, that'll be the last area that we're actively worried about. So let's go ahead and go back to what we were doing. Actually, I will eventually. Blessings upon your house. I will eventually. You cannot stop me. I'm not real sure what that's about. He doesn't explicitly dislike us. Let's go ahead and hand him some money. See if that stops whatever he was planning on eventually. We have some idols. Let's go ahead and set them back to collecting claims here. For now, we'll send him to study technology. And once again, go back to collecting that. Let's go ahead and combine them all together. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and begin that assault. Hopefully I've got enough there to finish it without losing all of my troops. It was pretty costly on us, but we went ahead and finished it. I hope I didn't click off anything important there. Go ahead and, like I said, we're going to keep them going and just try to finish off this war with just who we had pulled up. I'm going to try to leave everyone else. Alright, my wife is pregnant once again. What I believe I'm going to try to do is just finish up the combat we have occurring here. And then I'm going to call it, because we've reached our 30 minutes. We have 27%. I'm taking a quick look. I'm assuming that's because of the 3 areas they have up here. And each one will be about 30%. Let's check our factions real fast, because that may be a very important thing to check. I saw we have closing in on 50% here. We may want to do something with this claimant. This may be the most important thing to push off, especially because there are 2 rather powerful pressers for this. Let's figure out where she's currently at. She's in Insagal. Let's go ahead and see what our percentage is for assassination. It's 29 with 54%, so this one's going to be relatively difficult. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call it quits right now, because I don't want to run too far over. And we'll go ahead and pick up next time. And I'll finish up this war and see if I can't get an assassination completed on our fair maiden, who is causing quite a bit of a stir, or we're getting close to a 50% troop amount that could be pitted against me. But alright, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you during the next episode. Thanks for watching.